Okay, in this video, I'm going to be talking about for loops. Eons ago, I mentioned that there are many kinds of loops, and then I spoke about the while loop. In this video, I will be talking about the for loop. Why is it called a for loop? Because in the while loop video, it was like while this condition is true, do this code. Why is it for loop? So this video or the for loop closely ties with the lists and dictionaries in Python. So would I recommend you to go back to the video to recap? So let's start by creating a list. So let's say we have book is let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now we have a book with pages. Each page has the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? Then now let's create a for loop. So to create a for loop, you do this. You do for, then after that you do I in book colon and then your code. Okay, what does this do? What this does is this for loop. Okay, the program will start here. I say, okay, I need to create a list called book, and then you have these values. Okay. Oh, I have to create a for loop. So for I in book, the program will create a variable named I. What is the value of this variable? I hear you not asking, but you should be. This value will be the indexes or the values of the book. Nikki, at the same time, no. Every instance, okay, basically, this for loop will loop as many times as there are indexes. So in this case, there are 6 or there are 7. Oh, okay, I didn't even plan that one. Okay, in this one, in this book, there are 7 items. There are 7 objects. This loop will run 7 times. So that means if there were 67 items in this book, this loop will run, that's right, 67 times. Okay? And each time it runs and repeats the loop, the I value will take the next value and the next one and the next one, 6, 7. Okay? So let's say we're in the first instance of the loop, right? It will take that number 1, the first instance number 1, I will be the value of the first item in the book, which is 1. Then the next it repeats again, twice, second time repeating, the value of I will be the second value. Then third time, third value, fourth value, fifth value. That's how it works. And also, it doesn't need to be I. It can be anything. It can be this. This can be the variable name. Okay. So let's see what happens. Based on what I've just said, if we look at this code here, we can predict what it will print out. It should print out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So let's see what happens. And nothing happened. Do you know why? Because I'm running the wrong code. And you see, look at that, it works. Oh, saying is correct. Wow, Nikki, you're so good. Yeah, I know. Okay. Okay, so yeah, that's for loops. But Nikki, you were talking about, it works with lists and it works with dictionaries also. How do we do it with dictionaries? No problem. Let me tell you right now. So now, okay, let me change the name. So now let's say instead of having a list as a book, right, we have a dictionary. And then let's say the pages are as such. E is 1. 1, okay, it's gonna be confusing. I was gonna say 1 is E, but like, okay, I don't want to do that to you guys. Is 1, yep, that number. 42 is 41. And true is false. So now let's see what happens if we run this code. That's not what I meant to do. We get this. We get E, D, 42, and 3. But if you remember from the previous lesson, those are not the values, those are the keys. Those are the keys, K-E-Y-S. So actually, instead of just having one variable created here, we can do 2. We can do K, which will... So now, okay, now when it loops through every single page, it will create 2 variables, and then the value of those variables every single time the loop repeats will correspond to the index. So the first key is E, the first value is 1, or okay, the value of the book at the key E is 1. Next repeat. We're repeating the second time. The value of the key will be D, the second key, and the value of I will be the second value, or the value of I will be the book, will be the value of the key in the book. Okay, now repeat the third time. The value of the key will be the third key in the book, and then I will keep doing this on for 1,000 years. Okay, so now if we print these two together, we can do K, and then I, and it didn't work. But why, Nikki? It doesn't make any sense. We did exactly what you told us to. We followed you blindly, and now you have led us into failure. So why has this occurred? Because of this. Whoa! What's that? Basically, it is just like another method, but in this case, what this does is it returns a value. So let me show you something. Let me show you book, and let me show you book.items. So normally, I need to comment this as well. Normally, if we were to print the dictionary book, we will get this. We'll get a dictionary as seen by the curly braces, and then the keys and the values. Watch what happens if we print book.items brackets, and we will see what book.items returns. We get this thing. We get dict underscore items, then we get this list, and then we get these bracket thingies. Basically, if you see a bracket thing like this, this is called a tuple. What's a tuple? You won't know. Why? Because I'm not going to teach it to you. PyStart is the best. All you need to know is that when you're creating your variables like this in the for loop, it cannot take just book itself, and it requires book.items to get this more chewable form, and from that chewable form, it can now assign the values correctly. So if we do this, you'll see that it works now. It works exactly the way I said it would. I'm not going to repeat the long, strenuous chants that I did just now, but it works as expected. So that is pretty much for loops for lists and dictionaries. your assignment today will be the exact same as the previous, which was to create some kind of program using lists and dictionaries, and now you have to do something with for loops. So in the previous one, I give an example of, let's say you have a shopping list, then you can do stuff or whatever. That's what I did. Now, right, you need to incorporate for loops into those kind of ideas, those type of ideas. So let's say let's go back to the party analogy. You're creating a party and then you invite a few people, but then suddenly you hate everyone whose names are Bob. For all the Bobs out there, I'm sorry. Okay. So what you need to do, right, is you have to iterate through the entire list of in people who are invited, and then remove everyone that's called Bob. You cannot use um, uh, dot remove once, because that only removes the first instance of Bob. So you can use for loops to you can use for loops to remove Bob, right, in several different ways. It sounds weird, but yeah, okay, that's an idea. Okay, see you.